Hi guys! Today I'm reviewing the KitchenAid 3.5 cup food chopper. It comes in lots of colors to match your other KitchenAid appliances. The food chopper weighs about 3 pounds. The unit comes with an instruction manual, the plastic bowl and lid that are BPA free, and a stainless steel chopping blade. The lid has a hole so you can pour in wet ingredients while you're processing. There are 2 speeds, chop and puree, and both buttons are on the lid. Hold down either button to process. The lid twists off. The blade can be pulled straight out. To remove the bowl, hold it and just twist. Comes right off. Put the bowl on the base and turn to lock. The blade goes straight down. Just match up the little tab here and turn to lock. To test the KitchenAid, we'll process some garlic cloves, onion, tomatoes, and some walnuts. The onions and tomatoes have been cut up into about 1-inch pieces. First we'll process the garlic. I have 7 cloves of peeled garlic. I'm going to use the chop function. That looks good. Unplug the machine. And there's the chopped garlic. That looks pretty good. It looks pretty even. One useful thing about this food chopper is that when you turn the bowl over, the blade stays. It's not going to fall off. You have to actually pull up the blade to remove it. That's a nice safety feature. The unit did a good job on the garlic cloves. If you want to try out this KitchenAid chopper, I've put the link in the description below. Next I'll process the onions. This is about 2 medium onions. There's no max line on the bowl, so you can fill it almost up to the top. Just to be on the safe side, I would leave about 1 inch from the top. I'll also chop the onions, so just hold down and pulse. You don't want to hold down the button for too long, otherwise you'll get a puree instead of chopped onions. You can see the onions are chopped nicely. Of course, they're not going to be perfectly even, but this is pretty good. And it would have taken a lot longer for most people to chop the onions up by hand. There are no huge pieces of onion in the bowl. Some of the pieces are a little bit bigger than the others, but there are no extra large pieces. There's nothing that really sticks out. Most of the onions were processed pretty evenly. So this is a decent job on the onions. Next I'll process 2 medium tomatoes. These have been cut into about 1-inch pieces. I'll chop this as well. With tomatoes, you want to be very careful because if you keep pulsing, it'll turn into a puree. As you can see here, the tomatoes on top are bigger. The tomatoes on the bottom are a little bit smaller. When chopping tomatoes, it's probably best not to fill the container more than halfway because otherwise you're going to get very uneven pieces. So after processing a couple more times, you can see that the pieces are more even. The bigger chunks on the top have been chopped finer. So this is not bad for using in a salsa. Now I'll use the puree button. And you have nicely pureed tomatoes. This is good to use in a sauce. This unit is a tad bit quieter than most other food choppers. I really like that the blade is not going to drop into the bowl. I'll process these walnuts. It's best to use the chop function. Most of the pieces are chopped. There's a big piece right here. There's some powdery stuff on the bottom. This is a decent size for your muffins and cookie recipes. The unit did an acceptable job on the nuts. Remember not to grind any coffee beans or hard spices in this unit. It's best to use a coffee grinder for that. The bowl, the blade, and the lid are top rack dishwasher safe, or if you prefer, hand wash in warm soapy water. This KitchenAid chopper did a good job on the garlic, a decent job on the onions and tomatoes, and an acceptable job on the nuts. There were no unusually large pieces. It is a little bit quieter than other food choppers. The hole on the lid is a nice feature if you want to make dressings or sauces. Compared to other food choppers, you're getting a bigger bowl. It's 3.5 cups, so you can process a little bit more than other choppers. I also like that you can take the bowl with the blade in it and empty out the contents without the blade falling out. This unit is a nice alternative to pulling out your large food processor. If you want to try out this KitchenAid chopper, I've put the link in the description below. As always, I hope you found this review useful. Don't forget to subscribe, and thanks for watching.